You gotta hustle every day in, day out. 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day. Never sleep, never stop. 5 years, 10 years. You gotta grind, man. You gotta grind. Like, Gary, I love you, but that's bullshit. What's up, good looking? You wanna know how I grew my business from 0 to 7 figures by the age of 23? As a side hustle? Don't care? Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. I just realized a lot of my audience and followers don't actually know my backstory or journey about how I got to where I am today. So what I'm gonna do right here in this video is actually share with you step by step my entire journey from being broke as fuck, working in a warehouse, to becoming a freelance copywriter, earning 6 figures, all the way through to a 7-figure coach on the other side. Definitely some massive lessons in it for you, and smash the like button below. I might even just share with you the top 3 lessons that I've learned along my journey so you can implement them as well if you want to. So rewinding all the way back about 23 years, I've always been the kind of person who I've just known, maybe like you do, from a very young age, since I was like 3 years old, as long as I can remember, that I just knew whatever I was gonna do when I grew up was gonna be something entrepreneurial. It was gonna be my own thing. I wasn't gonna have a boss or a 9 to 5 or any of that rubbish. I took a look around at the world and I was like, man, people who are working, they look stressed out, they look unhappy. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be my own thing. And so fast forward to high school, did really well in school, straight A student, and I wanted to get into engineering in university so I could, build Ferraris or like build rockets and fly to Mars or something cool like that. So I did that, I got into engineering, and after about a year of mechanical engineering, I realized, this isn't really what I want to do with the rest of my life. I was like, this is exactly taking me down the path towards having a job, and that's not what I want. So I dropped out and started producing music. I'd always been super into EDM and dance music. It's the only kind of music I like and listen to. And so I figured I'd try my hand at producing it. As you can imagine, my parents were thrilled, throwing away my private high school education and prestigious engineering degree to go fiddle around with some knobs and a keyboard and like throw my hands in the air, right? Now, of course, what comes along with being a musician is usually not a lot of money. And so I didn't know how long it would be before I was making a full-time living from music. It could be 6 months, it could be 6 years, or never, right? And so I just wanted some kind of like high-paying side hustle where I could just work like a couple hours a day, earn enough to pay my bills, and then just focus all my energy and attention on music, right? Enter 2017, the year of eating shit, basically. So I was that quintessential, like, shiny object syndrome kid, bouncing from one opportunity to another business opportunity to another business opportunity. I would try something for like a month and be like, well, that didn't work. On to the next thing, on to the next thing. Needless to say, didn't have much success. In fact, I actually started 5 different businesses in 2017, and they all failed pretty miserably. Literally, from Forex trading to dropshipping to network marketing. There was even one point I didn't have a job, and so I was just betting on the Australian Open, the tennis game, and I was literally just getting lucky. Like, so stupid, but that's how I made a living for a month, fun fact. Another one of my things was like this real shady French company that I was basically hacking online casinos and predicting the winning number in roulettes. And pretty funny story about that I'm probably not allowed to tell here. It's kind of borderline illegal, but if you want to know about that, let me know in the comments. If enough people ask, I'll share the story. It's pretty funny. I got another sales gig where I was actually selling cans of like car wax in a parking lot. So I would have to walk up to strangers as they're coming out of the mall, going to their cars, and basically cold approach them and try and sell them this can of like wax that would like clean their car, right? And so I remember day one on the job, I was up super early, I was so tired, and I'm there at like 8 a.m. at the mall, people are going to shops, I'm walking up to strangers, I'm just getting rejection after rejection, literally like people telling me to fuck off all day long. I remember at the end, right at the end of the day, in like the last 5 minutes, I managed to sell a guy 1 can of this wax for 40 bucks. I earned $11 in commission from a 10-hour day of work. So literally, I worked the whole day for basically $1 an hour. I was like so dejected at one point. I literally had to like sit in my car and like drink like half a bottle of wine just to like fucking get me through the day. It was terrible. Great learning opportunity though. 5 days into doing that, I was literally the second best like salesperson in the entire company. Sold $750 worth of the car wax on day 5, and then I quit because I was like, fuck doing this for a living for the rest of my life. That job honestly taught me a lot though, because I learned how to basically sell pretty well. And then also naturally, when you get told to go fuck yourself like 100 times a day, pretty good for character building, self-esteem building, and getting over fear of rejection. So fast forward about a year of eating shit in all these different types of jobs and business opportunities and whatnot, I eventually come to my senses and decide to hire a coach. I was like, hey, you know what? I've spent like thousands of dollars on personal development, developing myself and my mindset and my, all that stuff. And I was like, why don't I do the same for business? Like, rather than trying to work it out myself, why don't I just like hire someone who's been there, done it, and can just tell me what to do? Duh. And so I've been following this guy for a long time, Jason Capital. You might have heard of him. Shout out, Jason. Bought a ton of his stuff in the past. It's never disappointed. And so just came out around that time in 2017, 2018, his flagship email copywriting program called Email Millions. No, that's my program. Called Email Income Experts. Jason had sold over $40 million online through email marketing by the age of 30. So I was like, pretty legit. I'll give this a go and see what it's about. I really loved the sound of it. I was like, man, I want to get into this email copywriting thing. Sounds really cool. I'm a pretty good writer. Let's see what this is about. Only slight problem was this little tiny thing called I have no money and I'm completely broke. So it's a true story. I was literally on holiday in Italy for my mum's 50th birthday. We went hiking through the Dolomites. It was amazing. And he sends me an email about this new program. And I was like, man, this sounds really, really cool. It sounds right up my alley. I want to do this. I want to give it a go. Like, this is going to be it. This is going to be the big thing, my big breakthrough. So the webinar was at 3 in the morning, Italy time. So I kid you not, I woke up for this thing at 3 in the morning, sat there in like a half asleep daze, just waiting. I was like, dude, I already want it. Just get to the price. Like, how much is it? I need to know if I can afford it. So I sit there for 60 painful minutes, and eventually he gets to the price, and it's 3,500 Australian pesos, basically. And I look at my bank account, and I shit you not, I had $1,350 in my bank account. I was like, you're kidding me. So we were flying home the next day, and I was like, you know what? I have a piggy bank at home in my room that I haven't touched since I was like 12 years old. It's full of coins from like, vacuuming the carpet and doing all these chores. And so I was like, I bet there's probably 50 bucks in there, maybe. So we get home, I storm into my room, break that fucker open, and I count out all the coins. And there were literally, I think it was like 60 bucks in there or something. And so with my hands like trembling, I covered my eyes long enough to hit the buy button. I was so nervous. I was like, this is everything I have. Just for the first payment, by the way. I was like, I have another one of these coming in 30 days. If I don't make this work, I'm fucked. All in all, I gave all my money to Jason. I was like, dude, let's do this. I'm in. And I worked like an absolute savage for those first 30 days. Locked myself in my room and just mastered the art of email copywriting. I dove straight in, learned everything there was to learn about subject lines, deliverability, call to actions, like building a relationship with people, all the copywriting psychological principles, all that stuff. And the guy at the time who was marking all of the assignments, shout out Sam Robson, who was like the head coach of the program. He said out of about 500 people, I was easily like top 3. And I was like, I guess I'm pretty good at this email copywriting thing. Kind of came naturally to me, I suppose. So Sam was like, dude, these emails are like damn good. Did you write these yourself? I was like, yeah. And he was like, dude, go out there and get clients. Like, you're ready. And I was like, all right. No idea what I'm doing, but I was like, let's hit up some people and see what I can do. And so I literally just like sent out a bunch of cold emails, cold DMs, tapped my network, asked like who need a copywriter, all that stuff. And lo and behold, 30 days after that, I was making $10,000 a month as a freelance email copywriter. An absolutely mind-blowing amount of money to me at the time. Of course, now, if I only make 10K in a week, I'd be like, what the fuck, I'm going out of business, this is terrible. But back at the time, right, that was like insane. Like, I couldn't even imagine that much money. And so I was like, this is the most awesome thing ever. I actually finally have a business that didn't fail. Such a surreal feeling. And so I started to travel. I went to like 40 plus countries, just traveled the world, all while my freelance business grew, month after month. And I had a bunch of people asking me from the program, like, Sean, like, how did you do it? Like, how do you get clients? Because there was nothing in the program about how to actually get clients. All the strategies weren't very good. Okay, don't tell Jason, but they weren't the best. So I started helping out these people like one by one, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Come on. You see that sales pitch that you're sending out to people? I want you to take that sales pitch and just boop, put it in the bin right there, you know, right next to the coriander. That's perfect. Just in the bin, right? Because it's garbage. And instead, why don't you actually act like a human and personalize your messages? You know, and so I gave them the script and started sending it out. And lo and behold, all these people that I was helping were actually getting clients and growing their business. And I was like, this is so cool. By the way, if you want to know what that script was, link in the description. I'm actually giving you the script for free. You're welcome. It's in my clients on command DM. That's what I used to get my first 5 clients and hit $10,000 a month. Thank me later. Feel free to hit the subscribe button while you're there, right next to the description. Shameless plug, okay? But I started helping all these people and they were getting results and I got such a kick out of it. I was like, this is so cool. At the time, you know, I was really good at this email marketing thing, but I just didn't really enjoy it, you know? I didn't find it fulfilling. It took me so long to write the emails and I was like, I don't really like this that much. And so I really got a kick from helping these people land clients, you know, having such a deep impact on someone's life and really like making a big difference in these people's lives. And I was like, man, this is really cool. Then the problem was I had a line out the door of people asking me for help and for advice. And I was like, this is kind of taking a lot of time away from my writing stuff. Like, I should probably start charging for this. And so I eventually transitioned from writing copy myself, writing emails as a freelancer and actually coaching these people, and I started charging them for it. I had a few clients here and there, one-on-one stuff, and then eventually that transitioned into my group coaching program, and CMB, Copy Millions Blueprint, was born. Fast forward from then, August 2018, all the way through to now, 2.5 years later, and I've worked with over 350 freelancers and copywriters. I've helped dozens of them hit 6 figures, $10,000 a month or more in their freelance writing businesses. I've helped dozens more of them quit their jobs, and even a couple of them hit 7 figures as well, with loads more on the way, hitting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, very close to that $1 million a year mark as well, which is like surreal. It's all happened so fast and in so little time. And as my side hustle, because I want to remind you as well, I'm still pursuing my full-time music career as a DJ and as a producer. And so all this was done working, you know, maybe like 5 hours a day or less as my side hustle. And so that brings us to here today, where we are right now. So that's my journey from broke, working in a warehouse, all the way through to where we are today. And if you hit the like button below, you know, the one that looks like this, like a thumbs up, like, you know, that one, and make it blue, all that, I'll give you a second. You done? Okay, I'm impatient. So I will tell you the 3 biggest lessons that I got out of it that took me from broke to 6 figures to 7 figures as well. So here we go. Lesson number 1, and that is going to be to hire a coach or a mentor who has the results that you want and whose students and clients have the results that you want as well. I absolutely cannot stress this enough. Like, I don't have any regrets in life, but the one regret I do have is not hiring a coach, Jason at the time, sooner. Like, years sooner. It would have saved me so much trial and error and struggle and shit eating. I promise you, there is no nobility in like struggling for years and trying to do it all yourself and then eventually cracking the code and making it work. Okay, maybe it'll feel like 5% better on the inside, but like, is that really worth 3 years of your life, like eating shit? I don't think so, right? If at all possible, you want to find someone who is years ahead of you, who has the results that you want, and pay whatever you can, even if you can't afford it like I couldn't, right? Go into debt if you have to. Do whatever the hell you can, find the money somehow and pay them and get in there, okay? It is literally the only way. Like, listen, I understand. Gary Vee, he's made it so romantic. He's like, man, you gotta hustle every day in, day out, 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, never sleep, never stop, 5 years, 10 years, you gotta grind, man, you gotta grind. Like, Gary, I love you, but that's bullshit. Okay, you don't need 10 years to hit 6 figures or 7 figures. Right? Maybe if you want to be a billionaire, sure, then 10 years. 6 months tops, okay, to hit 6 figures. I'm telling you, hire someone who has the results that you want, who can shortcut your learning curve from 5 years to 5 months, and you will be so much further ahead, so much faster. Okay, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, sounds super obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people don't do this. And it's once you've found your coach, once you've hired the mentor, once you paid them the money, do the things that they tell you to do, okay? Don't be like, really profound information, and then just like go and do something else. Like, no, take the strategies that they give you and just do them exactly as they are. Don't try and change things. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Okay, wheels are round for a reason, because they work. all right? Implement the things that they tell you to do and focus. Don't be that shiny object kid like I was back in the day, bouncing around from opportunity to opportunity, from niche to niche. Right, this week you're an email copywriter, next week you're a Forex trader, week after that you're selling fucking dildos from your e-commerce store, week after that you're like, oh, you're a life spiritual guru coach or whatever the fuck, right? Okay, focus on one vehicle for 6 months. Go hard at it like an absolute animal, and I assure you, you will hit 6 figures if you have the right strategy. Maybe even sooner, like, I don't know, 30 days if you were in CMB, just saying. And that brings me to my third and final tip, and that is going to be, you have to start treating your time like it is worth 6 figures if you want to make 6 figures, okay? If you're spending your time doing dumb shit like watching hours of Netflix, scrolling through social media, driving like 20 minutes to get petrol that's like a few cents cheaper, or like not taking the toll road for $5 to avoid 30 minutes of traffic, like, stop it. That is what broke people do. That's why they stay broke as fuck, okay? You have to understand that if you want to be earning 6 figures a year, it's like 280 bucks a day, all right? If you want to be doing that, working 3 hours a day, your time needs to be worth $100 an hour, okay? You have to start treating your time like it's worth $100 an hour if that's the kind of money that you want to be making, okay? If you're doing all the little things like, you know, editing videos yourself and all these tiny things that you could literally hire a VA from Upwork to do for $5 an hour, which by the way is really good money for them over in the Philippines, you're doing all that stuff yourself. You're literally telling yourself that your time is worth $10 an hour. How do you expect to be earning $100 an hour, $500 an hour, or even $1,000 an hour like me if you're treating your time like it's worth $10 an hour, okay? Not gonna happen. Also caffeine, I'll be real. I owe at least 20% of my success to caffeine and nootropics, because let's be real. If there's something out there that can help you get shit done way faster, focus better, and have more energy, it's not bad for your health, and it's super cheap, why the hell wouldn't you take it? Like, the bank is not gonna be like, oh, hang on, sir. We can't accept the registration for this 7-figure business because you actually built this with caffeine. No, there's no prize for that at all, whatsoever. So, to summarize, hire a coach, someone who has the results that you want. Standing right here. I only have like, I don't know, 250 testimonials on my Instagram highlight reels, for instance. So just, if you were looking for a coach on how to get clients, I mean, I could probably point you in the right direction perhaps, but yeah, we can have that conversation at a later point, maybe. Hire a coach, do what they tell you to do, and start treating your time like it is worth 6 figures if you want to be making 6 figures a year. So hopefully that was valuable for you, or at least somewhat enjoyable to watch in some way. If you did find it valuable, please comment below. Let me know your #1 takeaway from today's video. Smash that like button until it turns blue. While you're at it, feel free to subscribe as well. I'm posting videos like this every single Thursday morning to help you, my friend, my good-looking friend, hit that 6-figure mark as a freelance copywriter. So be on the lookout for more videos every single Thursday. And until that time, stay sexy, and I will see you next week. And that brings me to my third. Shit, I just got bitten by a mosquito. Fuck. What's up, good looking? What's up, fried chicken? Peace.